time. That's what time it is. Just letting everyone know, I wanted to jump on and do a quick live stream for you guys. And explain what's going on with McCabe, because I'm seeing a whole bunch of different folks that are a little bit confused about what's happening here and what the deal is. So I figured I'd jump on for a very quick stream and explain it to you guys. And also, I'm expecting a very important phone call. And there is a good chance, because I started the stream, there will be that phone call. So if that happens, I'm going to mute my microphone for a good minute and I'll be done. Okay. So here's the deal. Andrew McCabe has been a fixture for me for a very long time. And I've done a lot of work into Andrew McCabe and what he's done and what the deal is with him. And I've always said from the very beginning that he would be the first one to take a fall. He would be the first one to be indicted. Often to a lot of people not believing me, rightfully so, because people don't expect to see justice, and they're frustrated. But we got word, there was a grand jury impaneled in his case, which I'll get into in a second, over a year ago. We got word a couple weeks ago that his attorneys were talking to the U.S. attorney, trying to bargain with them to not indict Andrew McCabe on these charges of lying to a lack of candor, basically lying to investigators. And I just wanted to explain what this is all about. And this is it's not directly related to Spygate or even the Clinton email investigation. While the Inspector General was investigating the Clinton email investigation, he came across the text messages between McCabe and Strzok and Page, et cetera, so on and so forth. At the same time as that was happening, the Internal Inspection Division at the FBI was doing an investigation internally into leaking. So they were looking into all these leaks, and one of the leaks they were looking into was a leak that went out to Barrett from the Wall Street Journal, where Devin Barrett was writing a story about how Andrew McCabe was tanking the Clinton Foundation investigation that was ongoing inside of the FBI because of his close proximity to Hillary Clinton, etc. Something to that effect. Don't quote me exactly, but it was basically Barrett was going to write a story about how the investigation was being politicized, and McCabe was a key component of that. McCabe got wind of it, and he decided he was going to leak to the Wall Street Journal the contents of a conversation that he had with the PADAG above him, where he claims that person yelled and screamed at him to take it easy on the investigation, to not do it. And McCabe, in return, said, "What are you trying to do? Tell me to stop investigating this for political reasons?" So what he did, McCabe, was tell Lisa Page that she could speak to the Wall Street Journal and tell him that story. Then when the INSD began investigating this, McCabe denied it, said it wasn't him, said he didn't know who it was. And when the INSD realized that it was McCabe, they passed the investigation along to the Office of Inspector General because they could no longer investigate their superior. In other words, it was a conflict of interest for the INSD to continue the investigation into someone above them. They were absolutely frustrated that they had wasted time and resources on this. And which one is it? Time and resources on this. And it was literally somebody that was lying to them the entire time, saying that it wasn't them who did this, it was someone else. The IG finds the Lisa Page Strzok text messages, starts asking McCabe about them. McCabe is denying everything until Lisa Page comes forward and says, "It was McCabe that told me to do this." And then it's basically Page. This is a very broad summary. It's basically Page pitted against McCabe. McCabe realizes he's done for. McCabe takes, finally, after 4 interviews under oath, some of which were recorded when he's lying, he finally says, "Oh, it was me. Yeah, it was me. I did it." When he's balls to the wall, no chance that he could possibly get out of it anymore. Completely screwed. Who else was pitted against McCabe in this? James Comey, because McCabe said he told Comey that he was going to do it. Comey acted like it was fine. Comey says, no way, I would never have done that because it would have acknowledged and confirmed that there was an investigation into the Clinton Foundation, and we never do things like that. big, long thing. Basically, the entire time that McCabe is doing this, he's also attempting to pin this leak on the New York field office of the FBI. And this is something that I've talked about ad nauseum now. This report about this leak to the Wall Street Journal is where I found the Anthony Weiner laptop information that has been pinned to the top of my Twitter account for a year. So again, to summarize, I'm going over right now what is going on with Andrew McCabe, what the charges that he's facing are, what the thoughts are about when those charges will come down, what the details are about what's going on right now and all the news articles that are flooding, and just trying to get people on the same page because a lot of people don't understand it. So the OIG does the report about Andrew McCabe. He is subsequently fired the day before he's supposed to receive his pension. They refer Andrew McCabe for criminal prosecution because he blatantly lied to investigators under oath several times while he was at the FBI. Also, while trying to pin his own misdeeds on his agents. And it's just disgusting. So a year and a half ago now, Horowitz recommends this. And we have not heard very much other than to know that there was a grand jury impaneled, that things were moving. And there have been naysayers along the way saying it's never going to happen on both sides. There's no way. This grand jury's expired now. Nobody's looking at this. And then a week or two ago, we got a few stories that McCabe's attorneys were kind of doing like a Hail Mary with the U.S. attorney, trying to get them not to press charges on Andrew McCabe and doing their sort of like negotiation, like, please don't press charges, blah, blah, blah. Well, today we have Sarah Carter reporting with several others. U.S. Attorney recommends moving forward with charges against Andrew McCabe, which is misleading in my opinion, because the U.S. Attorney is the one, unless these charges are coming directly from William Barr at the DOJ, the U.S. Attorney is the one working the case, who gets the indictment, whose name is on the indictment, et cetera, so on and so forth. Like, imagine if every U.S. attorney had to get the approval of the Attorney General to press charges. I don't think that that's how it works. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I really don't think so. So now we know that the DOJ, or the U.S. Attorney Jesse Liu, I believe it is, in D.C. or Virginia, I'm not sure which district he's in. I think they're in Virginia with him, I'm pretty sure, has decided that, sorry, not sorry, guys, your pleas for help are not null and void. We're going to move forward and indict Andrew McCabe on this. I think that is wonderful because it is a huge crime that he committed. As a matter of fact, it's a felony, and they have him on tape. I mean, you can't get more solid than this nonsense. You can't. And it's a crime. For comparison, General Michael Flynn didn't know he was being questioned for some sort of an investigation and didn't get put under oath and was completely lied to and didn't even lie and is in the position that he's in right now. So just to spell it out again, the charges that are being talked about today in regards to Andrew McCabe have to do with his lying to the Office of Inspector General while they were investigating him for leaking to the Wall Street Journal via Lisa Page. Lisa Page told the truth. Andrew McCabe did not. As a matter of fact, he completely denied it to the point where he lied to his own people about it and then tried to pin the crime on someone else. So just to get that out of the way, he was on tape lying to the Inspector General while under oath. Again, he was on tape lying to the Inspector General while under oath. Can you guys understand why this is a very strong case? You've got a man who's using his own words when you've got documents, etc., so on and so forth, proving that he was lying. This is not in regards to FISA. This is not in regards to the Hillary Clinton email investigation. This is not in regards to the Clinton Foundation investigation. This is simply charging him for lying to the Inspector General when he was being questioned in relation to the leaks that went out to the Wall Street Journal and reporter Devlin Barrett. That's basically what I wanted to explain to you folks today. I hope that I've answered, questions you may have had. Let's just look at the story really quickly just for giggles. Fox News is reporting, let me click on this. Fox News is reporting that a source close to former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe's legal team said they received an email from the DOJ which said, quote, the department rejected your appeal of the United States Attorney's Office decision in this matter, which means that they've decided to charge him. Any further inquiries should be directed to the United States Attorney's Office. I mean, I don't understand the recommending charges bit. It doesn't make any sense. I think that an indictment of Andrew McCabe is imminent. U.S. Attorney Jesse Liu has recommended moving forward with charges against Andrew McCabe. Again, very unclear, as the Justice Department rejects a last-ditch appeal from the former FBI official. Attorney General William Barr appointed John Durham to investigate the FBI's role in the probe against Donald Trump's campaign. I don't. This is a very complicated and unclear article, but it's generally correct. DOJ officials could not be immediately reached for comment. Should federal prosecutors indict McCabe, he would be the first senior law enforcement official involved in the origins of the investigation into Russian interference. McCabe served as acting FBI director immediately following the firing of James Comey, and he said he's personally authorized the counterintelligence and criminal investigation of Trump in 2017. The DOJ is also seeking his text messages, which will play a significant role in understanding the FBI's probe into Trump's campaign and the Bureau's handling of Clinton's use of a private server to send emails. I guess that's why people are confused. So here, U.S. Attorney recommends proceeding with charges against McCabe as DOJ rejects last-ditch appeal. If you're appealing something, it means the decision has been made. I guess that it maybe is, I guess that it maybe is Barr that's making the decision. I don't know. McCabe was just hired as a commentator at CNN, and that's that. That's basically it. And here we're talking about Devlin Barrett. We'll just go over this real quick. The IG report faulted McCabe for leaking information to then Wall Street Journal reporter Devlin Barrett for a story titled FBI and Internal Feud Over Hillary Clinton Probe. The story, written just days before the presidential election, focused on the FBI announcing the reopening of the Clinton investigation. No, that's wrong. There it is. The Journal's account of the call said the senior Justice Department official expressed displeasure to McCabe that FBI agents were still looking into the Clinton Foundation and that McCabe had defended the agent's authority to pursue the issue. The leak confirmed the existence of the probe, the report said, which Comey had up to that point refused to do. The report said McCabe lacked candor in a conversation with Comey when he said he had not authorized the disclosure and didn't know who had done so, and also found he lacked candor when questioned by FBI agents on multiple occasions since that conversation. Of course, he denies the entire thing, started a civil suit against the Justice Department for wrongful termination, arguing it was part of Trump's plan to rid the Bureau of leaders he perceived as disloyal. And that's that. So, again, if you guys want to, you should read this report because it is 40 pages long and it is worth the read. It really is. It's 40 pages long. Read it, digest it, understand it. It is necessary and important. That's it. Andrew McCabe, in my opinion, and I've been saying this for a really long time, but it really looks like it's definitely going to happen, will be indicted for lack of candor, which actually ends up being a felony. So one last thing I want to address before I go. It would be a great day in this country if finally someone was held accountable for something that they did. No, I don't think that it's a misdemeanor. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me just triple check this. He didn't say what he recommends in here. Lacking candor under oath. Let's see. It is I got to look into it. I've researched it before, and I'm nearly certain it's a felony. So I'll look at it. I'll look into it. It's just I don't want to make you guys sit here while I look into this, research it, because we don't have charges now, so I don't know what statute they're going to specifically use to indict him. So I'm not sure. We don't have that stuff public, but I do want to say this. I've read a couple people on different threads and one of my own saying like, "Oh, this is a big ruse." When they arrest him, it's just going to be so that they make it look like they're doing something, and then they're going to tank the case and he's going to walk. And I just want to say, we can't continue like that, in my opinion. I mean, if a former director and deputy director of the FBI is arrested and indicted for what I believe at this point in time is a felony for lying to investigators, then it's a good thing, which means justice is being done. You can't just automatically assume that everything is just to get away. There is no, it's silly. I understand skepticism, and I understand people being frustrated with the length of time this has taken. And I understand that people are just, they don't trust the government. I don't either. I mean, I get it. I get all that. But if somebody gets arrested and we get to read an indictment and we get to see if he pleads and all of that stuff, you just kind of have to take it at face value. They're arresting a former FBI director. That doesn't happen every day. And I'm sure it's just a foreshadowing of what's to come. So that's all I will say about that. If you guys appreciate the work I do and you'd like to become a patron, I would be honored to have you. You guys can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/TracyBeans with a Z. You can also find me on Subscribestar at subscribestar.com/TracyBeans with a Z, paypal.me/TracyBeans, and UncoverDC, the website, uncoverdc.com. Oh, one more thing. I read somewhere, this is not an uncommon thing for higher profile defendants in terms of having their attorneys meet with the people that are going to charge them and try and dissuade them in some way from going forward. I talked to a couple different attorneys about that, and I've read that a couple places now. Oh, look, he gets to have an attorney going in. No, it happens. It's not completely out of the norm. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Have a fantastic afternoon, and let's hope we see a perp walk with amphibious vehicles and all kinds of spotlights and everything. Are we going to be there to see it? Oh, I will be on Frank's show this evening at 7:15 to talk about this as well. So tune in to Quite Frankly tonight at 7:15, and you will see me there. Have a fantastic afternoon. Talk to you soon.